I don't know about you guys, but after last night, I'm feeling extremely hungover. Not because us drinking at the game or anything like that, because those freaking uniforms, the shitty connects, jinxed us again.
Yep.
Welcome to another episode of Seven Sports, guys. We got your hosts, awesome hosts with me today, Chaos Chris and KJ McCoy. How we doing today, guys?
Pissed
Pretty
off.
good. Doing all right. Yeah, the jerseys
He's a
did
Sixers
suck.
fan, so
We'll get
he's
into
all
that.
right.
We'll get into it about the jerseys.
Jerseys are ass, dude. That's a story for a different day. We got a ton of awesome topics for you guys, from the Flyers to the Sixers. Not too much birds for you guys. You guys know it's the off season, but if you do want to talk some birds, this Wednesday, if you're not doing anything, be sure to swing out to Klondike Kate's. We're having our 2024 second annual celebrity guest bartender event with a lot of legends. You're going to want to be there for it. It's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, second annual too, right? Second. Yep. Second year,
What
guys.
an awesome time. Flyers have a 5% chance to make the playoffs. I'll say this. We did not expect this season to be this at all. So I think it's a gift as a whole. Like, it's a win. You got a lot to build off of going into next year. What I don't like is it's kind of like the opposite end. You want to start off bad and good, so that really going into next season, you really feel like you're going into a good place. The Flyers started off good and then went bad. It's good because they had a better season than we thought. We thought that they would be pretty much the worst team in the NHL. They're right outside of the playoffs. I would say that this isn't a letdown season, in my opinion. I would thank the Flyers for actually rejuvenating what it means to be a hockey city in Philadelphia and making the Flyers entertaining again. But I am not feeling as good as I was in the beginning of the year going into next season because old momentum. Hockey's a big momentum sport, probably the biggest momentum sport there is. So not the best way to end the season.
Yeah, it wasn't good for the Flyers at all. I mean, we all expected this team to be a playoff team, and obviously now they have a 5% chance of getting in. When you lose 8 games in a row, 9 games in a row, it's just especially at this time, this is go time, and you need to just win at least 5 games. You can't even do that. I mean, it's a disappointment, and I mean, there's a reason why out of all the Philly teams, they're my least favorite. Not that big of a hockey guy, but at the same time, though, you just see them year after year just disappoint the fans, and it just gets repetitive and annoying. So, I mean, I am excited for the future. I do think they're going to be good in the next couple of years. But as Dalton said before, though, we didn't expect them to be this solid during the season and get our hopes up, be like, okay, we're going to playoffs. And then all of a sudden, they crap the bed. They shit the bed. And that's what they did. And I mean, it sucks. But I keep on hearing rumors that Torts might be out on his way and stuff like that. I hope he stays. I really do like his energy. I do think he's the right coach for this team. Kind of like the same thing with Nick Nurse and the Sixers, but it's just a different kind of scenario. It's a different kind of sport, obviously. So I do think you keep him, and the Flyers are pretty much just a rebuilding kind of team, obviously.
Yeah, and I think that's the most annoying part of this is they are a rebuilding team, and they won way too many games this year. Like, if you're not going to make the playoffs, you got to suck. Because right now, there is a massive lack of talent on this Flyers team. They got rid of one of the goal scorers that they were going to have, Cutter Gauthier, because he fucking got hurt. Or no, he didn't get hurt. He bitched out on the whole city. You lost your franchise goalie this year, which that's a whole nother story. Like, this, as a whole season, is a massive fail. And it's a fail because you didn't get a better draft pick out of it. You won too many games, but you didn't make the playoffs. So it's a real embarrassment this year, and especially the way it went down at the end of the year. I'm just not happy about it.
So you feel that we're like too much in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to get good value in the draft, and you're just going to end up in the same mediocre position for years to come now because of it.
Yep, exactly. Because they're towards they're one of the first teams out of the playoffs now, so they're going to have like the 17th or 18th pick instead of having a top 5 pick like they should have.
I think the most frustrating thing too is they don't really. It feels like too, the Flyers made this big push this year, and I think part of it was they really wanted to get fans like us back into it. Okay, here's these diehard Phillies and Sixers fans. Why are these guys not coming to Wells Fargo on a Thursday night or something and coming out to support the Flyers? So they made all these upgrades. You know what I mean? They did all these changes to Wells Fargo. They got people like us excited, which probably netted more people, louder stadium, gets the players more excited. But like, it's like, okay, you have one mediocre season for 5 bad seasons. So I see what you're saying, and hockey's a big momentum sport. At this point, you got to end the season on a high note somehow. So figure it out, Flyers. Figure out a way to end it on a high note, and I think that this will be a good thing. Speaking of KJ, I love the hat today, man. It's a great hat. It's a great look. We're going to talk about the Sixers in a second, guys, ending the season on a potential high note. But I want you to go ahead and rant on this first. This statue of Iverson.
So here we go. So the reason why I'm wearing this right now is because this logo represents one man, one legend, and that is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson, I mean, he has changed the game for basketball fans all around the world. I mean, the reason Chris Paul wore number 3 was Allen Iverson. The reason Dwayne Wade wore number 3 was Allen Iverson. The guy was just sensational. I mean, he was worldwide, and his impact just left a mark on the NBA, and like with the dress code and everything like that, and just like the total confidence that he had as a player was just totally impactful. And for me, it was as a young basketball player, he wasn't as talented, obviously, and wasn't NBA talent. I mean, it was just inspiring to see a small guy like him just take the crap he took on and off the court. Obviously, I mean, there was a lot that was going on the court and off the court, and Iverson really just he took it like a true champ. He really did. I mean, if you look at the logo evolutions, I mean, you see this. This is pretty much Wilt. This represents Wilt, Dr. J, Moses Malone, Mo Cheeks, and then Iverson. And then you go this, I guess you could say freaking Joel Embiid or whatever, but not the point. Allen Iverson represents this whole logo. This sweatshirt is Allen Iverson. This hat is Allen Iverson. The man was insane. And to see that happen yesterday, that small of a statue, I get it. I mean, he was in a crossover motion. I mean, one of the biggest plays in his career was a crossover on Michael Jordan. I mean, that was insane in 96, 97 year. That was crazy. But he was known for his crossovers. That's why they did the actual trophy. But I'll tell you one thing. It is disappointing to see it that small. And I mean, you can see all the other statues there. You see Barkley, you see Dr. J, and you see other guys. And you see Will as well, and some other guys as well. But all the years, I mean, thinking that Iverson's made this impact and you just unveiled this trophy, it was disappointing. It really was.
Yeah. So, you remember when I trashed it when they first did it. One, I don't think you should get a statue unless you won a championship. I've said that before. And then the other is I knew they were going to mess it up, especially when they put it in Camden. Things shouldn't be in Camden. It should be where they play. And the dude is this tall. Like, what are you doing? Why are you making a statue this big for? If you're going to make a statue, it's got to be a life-size statue. Nobody wants a midget statue. It's just it's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem is, too, that you see all these other franchises like the Lakers. They give Kobe the big statue. They give Shaq the big statue. The Mavericks with Dirk. I think Michael Jordan gets with the Bulls. The reason is with that is because those teams actually own the arena. And the problem is with the Sixers, they don't own the arena.
But Doc's outside still. They still got NBA guys outside.
Well, they do. That is true. But I'm just saying that's the reason I feel like they're just doing these little trophies. And hopefully when they get their own stadium, which I wasn't a fan of at first, and Dalton knew that I wasn't a fan of it at first. But then I started realizing, you know what? This might be better for just the franchise in general.
Yeah, for the
Maybe
franchise.
they make those
and everybody
statues
else's
bigger.
stuff.
Maybe they get somebody to make those statues bigger in the next 10 years. That would be great because Iverson does deserve a bigger statue. And it was like looking like Iverson was literally like they
It's like the Sean
unveiled
Taylor
and showed
statue
the
all over again.
statue, and it was right there, and it looked like he was looking at a statue of Calvin Cambridge from Like Mike. That's what it looked like to me. It was like, what are you tributing Like Mike? I don't get it. It was disappointing as a huge Iverson fan, and it's disappointing to the basketball world, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
My thing too was I took a video on the way out with Jack with the camera, and I went up to the statue, the Citizens Bank one of like the Veterans Stadium of the two baseball players right outside the T&U lot. I forget what it's called. And I said, I wonder what Allen Iverson thinks of this. That was literally all I said. The only thing. I think I'm going to post it later. Yeah, we're talking about practice.
Don't we think it's a little funny? Don't we think it's a little funny that they put the statue outside of the practice facility?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is funny. It is very funny. I mean, that's why they didn't name it Allen Iverson Practice Facility, obviously. So,
I wonder why.
Yeah.
So I did not like that statue, like KJ, but I'm loving Embiid.
Sorry for the big rant, guys. I'm sorry about that. But
no, don't be sorry. That's what the people want, dude. Bring it. Yeah, that's what you're here for. Don't be sorry. But Embiid's resurgence, man, take it away. I mean, going into the playoffs, are you confident? Are you not confident? How's the feeling?
I will say it was a little bit of a scare. I was sitting with Chris at the game yesterday, the Phillies and Pirates game, and he literally gave me a near heart attack saying that Embiid's hurt. We're done. Because that's really like literally that, like, even Dalton, like we were in a group text and Dalton was like, don't joke with me. That's not funny. And I'm like, I would never joke about injuries. I would never joke about near heart attacks. And that's the thing when you hear Joel Embiid and injuries. So it's just really like, I mean, he came back in the game, luckily. I don't know if any of you guys have heard anything else about his injury. I mean, if it's serious or not, I hope to God it's not. But I mean, it is a little bit of a scare because we were so confident. Like, I mean, all these years, usually Joel, I was saying Iverson. I got Iverson on the brain right now, but Joel, he usually gets hurt during the playoffs. And this time is different. He was hurt during the season. So now it seemed like a totally different Sixers team because you got a healthy big man. But I mean, what happened last night? I mean, I got to see the actual injury. I heard he was doing a Euro step kind of move and something happened with his knee. So, I mean, obviously he's had knee injuries. And I've said this before with big men, it's always a constant problem with knee problems. So that's what happens. And hopefully Embiid, it's not a big injury and he'll be okay. And we'll have a good 2 to 3 rounds, and we'll go past the Eastern Conference Finals, I hope. But he needs to be healthy, though. That's the main.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean, I was there. What day was it? It's my first Sixers game in over a year and a half, and Embiid comes out, throws up 37 casually. Just I think it was like 37, 12, and 7. Just real casual, and it's just. But you still wince whenever he's like diving on the floor and he gets up and he's walking slow or grabbing his knee. It's just like he's one little tweak of that knee away from the season being over. That is what scares me so much about this Sixers team, and it's scary. Like you just don't know. Like they're either like an NBA championship team or they are a first round exit. And if they're a first round exit again, is this the last we see of Embiid? Are they going to trade him? Is he going to want to get traded? Like, NBA players, they can force their way out at any minute. I don't know if that's Embiid. I'm not sure. I would be done with this shit if I was him.
Yeah, I would. And I wouldn't be really mad at him, to be honest. I really wouldn't be mad because the organization has kind of failed him, if you think about it. I mean, keeping around Ben Simmons. I mean, I think Embiid was Tobias Harris, keeping guys like that and not keeping a core player like Jimmy Butler, a guy who actually worked with Embiid. He wanted to win a championship with him. They had the potential and they kind of just broke that up because they decided they believed in Tobias Harris's skills. It's like, I mean, it just shows how I was going to get into it before. This actual ownership of freaking Josh Harris, he's a bonehead. He's an idiot. And he is a dope head as well, as another guy in Philadelphia likes to say, because he just doesn't know what he's doing. He owns too many teams, and he doesn't give the respect that the players from before he owned the team deserve. And Allen Iverson, as we said before, deserved a big statue. And B deserved to have better players around him and to keep Jimmy Butler, guys like that who help him out and help him win a championship. And that's what the Sixers have done, and they've failed us all with that.
The thing for me, too, is it's like Nick Nurse's year now. That's what's the most exciting to me. It's Embiid's healthy at the right time. Nick Nurse is here at the right time. It's almost like the perfect recipe for success. And I've heard a lot of people say, like, don't you just want the Sixers to lose first round for a draft pick? I don't. No. I want to see what happens, truthfully, because I want to see what happens when Embiid wants to win, when he's somewhat healthy, as healthy as he can be, I should say. Nick Nurse is, a new coach. It's not Doc Rivers or Brett Brown. Trade Embiid for Micah Parsons? Sure, you got that all day.
It seems like Cowboy Chris doesn't want Micah now. Oh,
I would take Micah Parsons on the Eagles.
Yeah, that would be an interesting trade.
Embiid try to play for the Cowboys. That'd be funny.
I think I would have to mail you a cheesesteak too, Cowboy Chris.
I'm not a fan.
But back to Embiid, the main thing is this guy's got to get hot at the right time. Hockey, as I said earlier, is the biggest momentum sport. I think basketball is a close second for me, especially college basketball. But like the NBA, playoffs in general, I think like if you're the right team and you get hot at the right time, you can make a good run. So the Sixers, we know that they rely on Embiid, but if it works for them, the nice thing about the playoffs is it's not a whole season. It's a short time frame of games. So just go win that games now. Look at it like it's the regular season if that takes pressure off you, and just go do what you do. Drop 30, 35, 40 a game. Be a rebounding machine and just give this team the second takes, the possessions that they need to capitalize on, because you have shooters around. You just don't know if they're going to make it on the first or second time. With Embiid down there, he's going to rebound it, so on, so forth. Fingers crossed so far, Sixers. I've had them crossed for a while. They've literally been sitting back here like this. Last night, I was sitting in the stadium. I had my fingers crossed that the Phillies would take down the Pirates in these new shitty connects. Hats, beautiful, tough, great, good job, love them. Can see why it took you 3 years. The jerseys, this took you 3 years to do. If you look at some of the interviews and some of the things that people have said online, I won't say them. I'll just flash them up on the screen right now. People aren't about it. The fact that this took you 3 years to come up with this design is an abomination. Some people are like, oh, are they starting to grow on you? Fuck no. No.
Nope.
Fuck no. Like I made in my video. Fuck no. They are not growing on me. Like they suck. They're just not cool. If you would have done something this is my personal opinion. And once again, I'm an entertainer, not a sports analyst, so take this with a grain of salt. I would have loved a maroon with this, basically what they have right now, but just do it maroon. Even keep the same Philly. I like that. I get it. We're a tough city. I like the blue collar idea too. These just look so similar to the Union. It's not even funny. And I don't think I can ever wear them. It's not that I hate the Union. It's just whenever I see them, I instantly think I'm looking at a Philadelphia Union jersey. And they're that confusing. They are 0-1 now doing them. They absolutely fucked it last night. And if you asked anybody that was there in them, for the majority, people aren't about them.
I don't know why. I don't know why your dope head friend Jack freaking wasted his money.
Him and Shard.
The history. That's what everybody that wears one keeps saying. I'm like, all right, the story, the history. It looks like shit though.
History. A lot of people didn't know what the flag looked like, dude. I mean, come on.
Dude, I only know the flag from McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know that flag. Yeah. But no, these jerseys suck. Like, we know it from the start. And it's not that they don't look terrible on the players, but, like, the normal person, it looks terrible. It looks terrible on a bat boy. It looks terrible on just, like, the random fan. It's just an ugly-looking jersey. And the players played like shit in them. They were botching the ball all over the place last night. Get rid of them. Dump them. Dump Nike. Get rid of it.
Yeah, we know they're not going to dump them, but yeah, it was really. I mean, I honestly did get some flashbacks of the freaking Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, and I mean, just like how they brought out a jersey that nobody wanted to see. I mean, it's disappointing that they really just didn't listen to the fans. They didn't let the fans vote on what kind of jersey they were going to release, and they brought these out. And as Chris said, I mean, the summer is going to get hotter, and I mean, these players are going to have these dark blue pants on that, I mean, that are going to make them sluggish.
I did see this though, real quick. I was looking it up today because I wanted to see what they played in tonight. These will only be played Friday nights, nights apparently too. So hopefully it shouldn't be hot, but you never know.
It's still
hopefully
even at night during the middle of the summer it can be 90 degrees. They're going to be sweating their asses off still.
It was also really kind of confusing for me too, because I think Chris was sitting next to me during the game, and I still was trying to like get used to like that was the Phillies. Like it was hard for me to really realize like that's the Philadelphia Phillies. Like I'm so used to seeing red and even like the powder blue jerseys, like because there's a little bit of red on it too, but there's no red or any kind of pigment in the jersey, which really flips me off as a fan because it just me, I got ADHD, Dalton's got ADHD. I think Chris does too. But it's just crazy for us because we can't focus because it's like, dude, where are the freaking Phillies? Like, where are they? And it's like, crap, they got these stupid City Connect jerseys. And as Chris said, they are even worse in person. So I don't see why people waste their money like freaking dope heads like Jack. But yeah, I mean, he's an idiot.
Jack, dude. The kid in the video, if you guys see the interview, that's all online. The kid in the red shirt, shout out to him. Most South Philly Delco guy I think I've met in a long time. You know who I'm talking about, redhead kid.
Yeah.
He goes, look at them. They fucking suck. And he's pointing right at Jack. And I'm like, poor Jack just spent his hard-earned money on this jersey. And he's hearing from everybody about how much it sucks. As we were walking out, there was this group of a couple guys. And they were really cool. They were really good dudes. And they had it on. It was like Turner, Harper, and I think Marsh was like the combo or something. I'm like, a real
jerseys.
Yeah. And I'm like, how are you guys doing? Like, you guys spent your hard-earned money on these too. And they were like, yeah. We seen a couple people in them. I'm like, they're like, is it starting to grow on you? I'm like, no, I hate them. And they were like, yeah, we were like the only people in the subway with these on. We were kind of nervous. And I'm like, you guys are fine. Like, nobody's going to get mad at you for wearing these. Nobody's going to be upset with you. I just think personally, when I see them, I throw up a little bit in my mouth. That's all.
When the Eagles first released Kelly Green again, that whole stadium was packed with Kelly Green.
Yeah.
How many City Connects did we really see last night? Like a handful.
You would see spots of it.
Yeah.
You would just see spots.
Maybe like 2 or 3 per section.
Yeah.
But like Kelly Green, like half the section had Kelly Green on.
Yeah, that's true.
Money on Kelly Green.
I think the whole season, I would say at least half the stadium was Kelly Green every game. And then the Kelly Green game, you're right. That whole stadium, like the Dolphins game specifically, I remember it was a night game too. And what the Eagles did is they did you were there too, KJ, I remember.
Yeah, I was.
That was like they first introduced that new system on your phone. And I have a video of it somewhere, and it's just sick. The whole link is just decked out in green.
Lights.
They have
with the app.
lights like
the
these.
App, yep.
The place went nuts. And no, Dallas Cowboy Chris, that's not a waste of money.
It's only $80.
We'll send you. I think I have an extra Kelly Green jersey somewhere laying around if you want to wear it or something. You know, I heard you love that
Cowboy
color.
Chris looks great in green when he lost that bet to me with the Eagles hat. So he looks great in green. I've told him that.
I'm sure he'll be losing a lot more bets like that. I mean,
that's his color, green. Green's
it
his
is.
color.
It actually is.
They lock Dak Prescott up, man. I hope they lock him up 12 more years.
Last but not least, I just want to reiterate, if you guys aren't doing anything this Wednesday night, both of these handsome gentlemen will be serving drinks at Klondike Kate's. So if you want to talk Philly sports, if you want to get a cold drink, moreover, most importantly of all, if you want to support an amazing cause for the Philadelphia Eagles 2024 Eagles Autism Challenge, please show up, show out, bring cash tips only, to Klondike Kate's, and we're going to raise as much money as we can. I think that the Phillies have a game Wednesday night too, correct?
Yeah,
I'm missing out on one of my games to bartend.
Maybe we'll do our post-game show live from the actual Klondike Kate's bar. I got to figure that out. I'll talk with Benny. Shout out to Benny, our sound guys here today helping me out and learn with all that stuff. I have no clue what I'm doing, but if that's a possibility,
I'll go
maybe
on.
we could do that. Yeah, like we could all sit down. I'm sure it would be literally an hour-long show, and
I'll be a
then
little
I'm sure
soft
we would
too.
have
That'd be
rotations
dope.
of people because there's going to be a ton of influencers.
That'd be really
there that
cool.
I'm
we get
sure
some
all
really
will
cool
want to
people
say
on.
Philly sports stuff.
That'd be really cool. That would be dope.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it. So stay tuned.
I think we can accept that too.
Hey, that's cash,
sure.
dude. That's cash.
Sure,
It'll
that's
get
cash.
donated. I can deposit it if I can deposit it in my bank account.
We also
which will
take
get
Chuck E.
deposited
Cheese
to the
tokens
Eagles
as well.
Autism Challenge.
We
I don't
do
care
that.
if I show up with a bag of nickels to the bank. If it's getting donated to the Eagles Autism Challenge, they ain't gonna care. It's a check when they get it at the end of the day.
Yeah, we take Chuck E. Cheese tokens as well. Those are very
No, we don't
appreciated.
take them. They aren't redeemable.
Damn it! I wanted to use them.
Bring
They
cash.
don't even
for real.
use tokens
Please,
anymore.
please.
I
Bring
know
cash.
it sucks. They don't use tokens anymore.
Oh,
Horrible,
shit.
ruining childhoods all around the world.
Oh my God, yeah. I saw an April Fool's Day prank real quick because we just have another second here before we wrap up. And I lost my shit on this April Fool's Day prank because I saw it a week later too. And it said, MLB is banning mascots walking around. And I was like, what the fuck?
That would
And
suck.
I
That would suck.
exploded. I lost my shit. And I'm pretty sure everybody around me is like, what's wrong with this dude? And I just didn't realize it was an April Fool's Day joke just a entire week later. So there you go. Here's to getting old. That's what happens. I don't check the date on shit anymore. And I literally probably let it be a couple seconds of my life that I actually wasted a good amount of time worrying and getting upset about this. But if you guys like this show, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to follow all of us on TikTok, Instagram, and once again, come out Wednesday night, bring cash for a great cause. Come hang out with us, laugh, drink, dance. All of it will be happening at Klondike Kate's on the
Got
Heart.
a lot of great guests coming up too. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah, we got Malik Joe, Philly sports guy, Chris Nagy. There's a lot of great people. If I didn't name you, don't take it personal. It's just that
You didn't name me, asshole.
yeah, Chris. Well, obviously us. I said with us. Did I say?
Wow,
with
you're
us?
chopped.
Your
You're
fucking
chopped
balls.
liver, Chris. You're chopped liver.
I'm washed.
Yeah.
Sober.
Oh shit! Like I'm saying, guys, this group. I'm just saying, fun to raise money with.
Oh, it is
Fun to
Chris.
drink with.
Happy
fun to
birthday,
dance with.
Cowboy Chris. I sent you a wish yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
fucking Cowboys.
90th
55.
birthday, Dallas Cowboy Chris. We love you so much, man. For real.
55.
55.
Yeah. Doesn't look 55. He looks younger. I've told him that.
He does. I was gonna try to bust his balls and ask him if he had.
At least he remembers when the Cowboys won something.
That's what I was gonna say. He's a real fan. You can at least give him credit. Like not like those guys that were born in like 2000 that are like, yeah, man, 5 Super Bowls. It's like, what have you seen, dude? Jack
No,
shit.
he has a set time every night when he gets his VHS tape out and he just puts the little tape in there and he just like gets his popcorn out and he's just like, oh, the good old times it was. Oh, the good old times.
All right, boys.
Be sure,
All
yeah,
right.
like Chris said, be sure to listen on TikTok too. If you guys listen to podcasts, we're going to try to post this on there. And that's everything we got for you guys. As always, God bless, go Birds, and have a great night.
Have a good one, guys.
Since disrespected Allen Iverson, the cricket did.
Bailey Falter for Cy Young.
The City Connects still suck, and Mrs. Ballpark's not happy about them either.